Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Strader here, and I am making a new video right now that updates what Khan Academy has done on their website. So you should have watched this video above here. I am now going to give you some more instructions regarding these topics right here. Okay. Now these are Khan Academy links, so if you click on one, I'm going to just click the first one for adding and subtracting fractions, brings you right to Khan Academy, and it's going to give you a question to answer. Before you start working on anything in Khan Academy, the first thing you need to do is to make sure that you are signed in. I'm already signed in. I'm just going to log out here and show you how you would do that. To log into Khan Academy, we want you to use a Google account. Your Google account should have both your first and last name as part of the email address. So if you click login, never use this Khan Academy account side. Don't use Facebook, only use Google. So I click on Google. I have a bunch of emails. I'm going to use my K Strader account, since K stands for Karen. Strader stands obviously for my last name. Some of you have already emailed asking about emails such as mine that have your first initial and your last name. Is that okay? I'm okay with that. You obviously can't use something like Algebra 2 Honors. I have no idea who you are if you use something like that. But yeah, sure. Anything that has your full last name would be great. And now that I'm logged in, you can see it says my username right up here. I know that I'm ready to go. Whatever I do is going to be saved in Khan Academy. Please remember, if you do not log in, I have no record of you doing work. Okay? A lot of people have come to me in the years saying, I really did it. You have to believe me. And I want to believe you. And I do believe you. But I can't give you the credit. So make sure you're signed in. Sort of a question right here. We're just going to start by making a common denominator. So that 4 over 2, I'm going to change that denominator to a 4. And that 4 on the numerator to an 8. Now I'm going to subtract, so I get negative 13 over 4. If you click on acceptable formats, actually you don't even need to click on it, I just rolled over. Notice it says that you must have a simplified proper fraction or a simplified improper fraction. It will also accept mixed numbers. We do not like mixed numbers. Please do not use them. So I'm going to type in negative 13 over 4. I click, and it says correct. I can move on to the next question. Your goal, in order to achieve practiced status, okay, which is now different, it used to be called proficient, all you have to do is get 5 correct in a row. So some of you might really like that. Some of you might be like, oh my God, I have to make one little mistake and I start all over again. That's the whole point of this. So I'm going to click correct, move on to the next one. I'm going to go through these really quickly just to show you what happens. And there I go. I got my 5 correct. And notice that it has this bar system here that pops up once you get the 5 correct in a row. It's not that you did 5 questions, that I got 5 correct in a row. It now says that I'm on the practice level. Here's the part we haven't figured out yet. I have a feeling what this is going to do. If you wait 16 hours and do another set of 5 correct in a row, you'll be considered level 1, which they're considering higher than practice. I have no idea what the time is that you have to wait in between level 1 and level 2 and level 2 and mastered. But during the year, I think we're going to play around with this, and that might, I don't know, be some type of assignment that we give you over a vacation, something like that. We'll figure that out. If you want to play with that, please go ahead. But the only thing you need to achieve is practiced. There is one other thing that you're going to need to do in order to get credit for your assignment, and you only have to do this one time. you must add us as a coach. To do that, I want you to click on Learn, Home, and then down here at the bottom it says Coaches. Right here it says Add a Coach. I would like you to type in ald2on@gmail.com. I'll write that bigger on the screen so you can see it. And hit Join Class. And then over here on the right, it should say who your coaches are. Once this is entered in as your coach, that means that we can now sign in and see exactly what you've been doing, and now we can give you credit for your assignment. All right, so you want to make sure that you go through all 8 of these topics the exact same way we just did the adding, subtracting fractions. When you get 5 correct in a row, you'll hit Practice Status. If you're unsure of your status at any time, let's say you worked on a topic on Monday and then on Wednesday you came back to do the next one, but you couldn't remember which ones you had done before. If you go to your home, remember we went to Learn, Home, right here it says Skill Progress. If we click on that, it's going to give us a list of all the things we've worked on. If you scroll down to fractions, see it's kind of grouped by topics here. Here's fractions. Okay. You can see I've signed into a different name here. Adding and subtracting fractions, I haven't finished under this name yet, so it still says needs practice. But my other topics, some of them do say practice. You want to make sure that you see practiced. I believe that if you have done this already and it's been a while since you've done it, it might also say reviewed, usually like an orange color. Reviewed is fine as well. That means that you were once at the practice stage. One other thing I wanted to mention about Khan Academy is how useful it's going to be during the year. Now, even though we won't require you to do assignments on Khan Academy all the time, usually there is a set of exercises or at least a video that is the exact same thing that we are doing in class. So for instance, let's say that we're working on circles. If I type in circles to Khan Academy, notice it gives me the topic, circles, so it has some information there, exercises on circles, and more videos on circles. So for instance, if I wanted to practice graphing circles, I could go in here and I could do as many practice problems as I wanted. A lot of times students will come up to us and ask us, do we have any more problems that I could work on for practice? This is where we're going to direct you. Khan Academy has an unlimited amount of problems. And what's really nice is, now that we're your coach, if you have issues and you're like, I'm trying these problems, I'm just not getting them, what you could do is during class, when we're circulating and helping people on their group work, what I would like to do is have my iPad or a laptop with me. I can bring up all the questions that you've been doing very easily, and we can take a look at them together. So use Khan Academy. It is a very useful resource. All right, it's time for you to do some math now.